Welcome back to the Peepo Coin channel, everyone. This is Rich making another video on XRP today, as usual. I therefore hope that everyone is enjoying their day today. We're going to talk about XRP, no matter where you are in the world. This is the one-day chart once more. The current price is 2.07 TOS. The fact that XRP is currently declining alongside Bitcoin is unrelated to the judge's ruling. We continue to monitor Bitcoin. However, if you look back a year, we are still up 339% this year. I usually advise you to zoom out on the price of XRP because of this. And when a breakout occurs from above $2, it will be nothing short of amazing. However, I'm genuinely surprised that Bitcoin didn't take off when the president made this statement. Will bills be passed in the upcoming months? Well, cryptocurrency is a really amusing thing. I therefore started to like cryptocurrency, which I see as an industry. As president, I see it as an industry. It is unquestionably an industry. With cryptocurrency, we are living in the fourth industrial revolution. However, note how he begins by discussing cryptocurrency. He then discusses Bitcoin. Didn't have a China word or someone else would, but China would probably be delighted to. We have also controlled that sector. It is, incidentally, a large industry. In actuality, cryptocurrency, Bitcoin, and all of that experienced a significantly less decline than anyone else during the current stock market meltdown. However, Bitcoin remains a poor value store. That we already know, due to the confrontation between Israel and Iran. As soon as conflict erupts anywhere in the world, Bitcoin begins to rapidly decline. It is far more significant than anything we invest in since the group and I have built a very strong enterprise. Although we made an investment in it, the industry wasn't doing very well. A few years ago, I became connected with it, and prior to this whole thing, before the second term, I got involved before I made the decision to run. I only chose to run after realizing what was going on, that Biden was inept, and that the administration was corrupt and inept. And I was investing in Bitcoin at the time, unsure if I would do it again. It's now incredible. It's the jobs that are produced, and I've noticed that you're paying Bitcoin more and more. People say it's a terrific thing for our country and relieves a lot of pressure on the dollar. Therefore, I have no interest in investing. I mean, I have my own. My children make investments in various ventures. They do think so, but I'm the president, and what I accomplished there was to create a crucial industry. And you know, China would if we didn't. Now, how can Bitcoin relieve the dollar of a lot of pressure? Since most individuals do not utilize Bitcoin for transactions, that is what I would like to know. Additionally, I believe the president is merely attempting to maintain the Bitcoin narrative. However, everything will change when that happens because we plan to carefully deploy a tool that could make the dollar stronger. I wouldn't have any Bitcoin when that change occurs. However, I believe this may be quite optimistic for Bitcoin after watching that video clip. However, the market doesn't seem to be buying it either. This doesn't seem positive at all, the market says. Otherwise, Bitcoin would begin to rise sharply, but this isn't occurring. According to experts, most individuals have no idea what XRP is going to do because owning 1,000 XRP might be equivalent to owning 500 Bitcoin. People are stating that you need to have at least 10 or 15 or 25,000 XRP, which is what's happening and why we're seeing all these headlines at once. Many individuals claim that 1,000 XRP is insufficient. But I disagree since I believe that once this change occurs, XRP will be surprising to many people. The digital euro is already visible to you. It will soon appear on the XRP ledger. Do you genuinely believe that Bitcoin will become a widely accepted form of payment in the US? Not at all. They will choose the greatest option available. 1,000 XRP and a RippleNet will be difficult to attain in the near future. Since ETFs are going live concurrently with institutional adoption, I'm referring to the next 12 to 24 months. We have rules in place. The price of XRP will fluctuate rapidly. The adoption of XRP is already evident, and it will go on like that. And anyone who believes that 1,000 XRP is insufficient is just mistaken, as I believe they will be taken aback when XRP surpasses $100. Consider it this way. When the price of XRP reaches 3 digits, you will need $100,000 to obtain $1,000 worth of XRP. If they're lucky, The majority of people will have 5 or 10 XRP at that time. The majority of individuals won't even purchase that much. And soon, individuals will be purchasing 1 XRP pieces as the price keeps rising. If you become a whole coiner in the future, you will be really fortunate. People continue to invest week after week in an attempt to obtain a single Bitcoin. Ethereum is still in the woods. Why there will be another 30% drop to $1,800? Since Ethereum typically leads old season, the author of this entire piece is a Bitcoin maxi. Thus, they claim that it hasn't happened yet. They even continue by claiming that the ceasefire between Israel and Iran has caused the larger cryptocurrency market, which is dominated by Bitcoin, to recover. Additionally, a real-world incident occurs, which is why I stated that you need an asset that won't dump. For this reason, XRP, XLM, and XDC will be highly valuable and stable coins in the future. Since they are moving real value, they will be supported. They will be supported by real value rather than rumors and conjecture. However, I continue to believe that Ethereum will eventually make a breakthrough. Is that an indication of the alt season? It has in the past. Many would contend that XRP would usher in the alt season this time around. The US is now positioned as a possible buyer of the 37 billion XRP in Ripple escrow thanks to Judge Torres's decision. I'm assuring you now that the escrow will not be seized by the authorities. They will not purchase all of the escrow. Most certainly, that escrow has already been promised. Most certainly, some of it has already been pledged to the BIS, the IMF, and other central banks. This coin will be used as a layer of trust when transferring funds between nations. However, others believe that the US government will come and take over all of Ripple's escrow every single day. That doesn't make sense at all. 90% of the worldwide network is already owned by Ripple. So consider it this way, will we? Ripple has created an enormous network. Every single nation on the planet has rail after rail. And do you really believe that XRP will be trading at $50 or $60 after it launches on those rails? Not at all. Will it even be sitting at $200 or $300 in your opinion? Probably not. By that time, when the banks exit the private ledger testing phase, I anticipate that XRP will have experienced an overnight event and may reach 4 digits. Incredibly quickly. I believe it will surprise everyone, not just those in the cryptocurrency community, but even those who have ever believed that XRP is a bad coin. When it occurs, those people will be taken aback. As holders of XRP, we will be overjoyed when it occurs. Listen to this, though. Using the banks that were displayed in the previous slides is the main strategy for adoption. The banks are working to establish the first networks, and in only one day, people will be important in about 90% of the world's worldwide networks. They now claim that the abrupt increase in wallets is a result of institutional and retail exposure to XRP. You know, this cryptocurrency is gaining a lot of traction, even though the price of XRP hasn't yet reflected it. I anticipate that XRP will surpass $3 once this catches up. But despite all of this background momentum, Bitcoin's price appears to be steadily declining. I believe they are still influencing the price of Bitcoin, which is my problem. When you notice that it approaches $110,000, something has to happen immediately to bring it back down. Additionally, the entire market is affected when Bitcoin declines. With usefulness, that won't occur in the future. It's likely that XRP and the other utility-driven cryptocurrencies will separate from Bitcoin. That will also occur. With a